Norea here. I'm sorry this video was a little late, but I'm going to explain a very sudden and critical change to this channel. I feel like I sort of have to explain myself because, well, I don't really know how many people care about me having a schedule, but the truth is, whether or not you guys care, the algorithm cares. And I want to put something out there to kind of give a little more context as to why I have been trying to be like so optimistic and why I'm dialing back a lot starting right now. So, long story short, I started this channel when I was in university. I am not in university anymore. I have gotten my bachelor's degree. Life has been very tumultuous since then. I hope I pronounced that word right. And by the way, if any of you are curious as to why I speak slowly or whatever, I'm probably neurodivergent. I have been tested for dyslexia. I don't process words the same way other people do. I am aware of that. That is part of the reason why it is so hard for me to work on my voice and my confidence speaking to other people. I'm a little more comfortable doing it through a microphone than in front of an audience, but as you guys may have noticed, I got a little more comfortable with it when I was forced to do presentations in university, which is probably why a lot of my reviews and such sound more like a lecture. All of that tangent aside, what has happened since university is basically I have had trouble finding a job. I am trying to support my family. The tricky thing about that is that my dad has been having to work something that's a step down. My mom has a chronic condition that limits her capacity to work certain jobs. And my sister is working, but it's kind of been, I don't know. I know my parents know more about her situation, but it has been complicated with other stuff. Me personally, I have just gotten a job. I'm still not insured medically. I have been trying to do other projects that are truly my passion projects. And I have been trying to recover from burnout all at the same time. And the tricky thing with recovering from burnout is that you don't, especially with somebody like me who I am typical Aries energy. I have 4 planets in Aries, including my sun sign, so I am not the kind of person to just sit down, especially with a lot of water energy in my astrological chart, being emotionally driven, and that earth energy giving me that additional stubbornness. And yeah, that's kind of one reason I feel like when I found Luciferianism, I was particularly drawn to that because it balanced out an element I was missing in my astrological chart, as some people would say it. logically, I suppose you could say that I am just a stubborn, hot-headed person with a bit of a smart mouth and a head that runs more than a mile a minute. But, you know, that's your interpretation. I'm just kind of like stating what my thoughts are as I go along with this. I don't usually have scripts. I almost never have scripts for videos unless I'm having trouble processing what I want to say or something like that. It's part of the reason why a lot of videos I have made have felt more sporadic, and kind of why this video is going to be a little more messy, because I am kind of crunching my time here and trying to explain to you guys. I just haven't had the time to consistently make videos for every other Saturday, so what am I going to do instead? Especially since this channel is a hobby channel. It is not a channel I'm doing for money. I would like to make some money off it someday, just to show that there is a community out there who want to see the content I am making and who want to see a voice that they can get behind to speak for them or in addition to them or whatever. I am speaking for me, but if any of you want to use my words to support your point, I have no qualms with that. I am all for free speech, even if I disagree with you. And all that being said, the fact that I am having to deal with so much in my life, my full-time job on top of a more lucrative prospect, we should say it, is giving me a little bit of a hesitation to continue doing this channel at the frequency I am as a hobby, because my family is not where they're used to be, and they're struggling with that, and I'm struggling to maintain some semblance of comfort while having to worry about money. And simply put, I need to make some sacrifices. For the channel, that sacrifice is going to be scheduling. It's not going to be great for the algorithm, but it's going to be better for my mental health. And it's going to ensure that I get at least one video a month out for you guys. So this is why this channel is on a partial hiatus. The hiatus is the schedule. The hiatus will not be the content. I am going to save up content and start posting more regularly whenever I feel like things are going to look up. And I'm not sure when that is going to be in the next 6 months, but this will not last longer than 1.5 years, I assure you. And in 1.5 years, I hope this channel has more subscribers. I hope I make better content. I want everybody to continue to follow me and continue to support me. I'm never going to tell you guys that you need to give me money for me to continue to do this. Like, I discovered occultism and witchcraft and esotericism when I was 18, and very quickly it became a special interest of mine. I have been practicing on and off for 8 years, and practicing does include reading a whole lot about traditions that have become a part of my practice and that I respect separately from my practice, as well as those I have an interest in because it is informative to how other people think of their own practice, regardless of my thoughts on that. And honestly, the purpose of this channel is to help people do the same, which is why I've been so big on book reviews. So, if it means anything, I truly do respect anyone who has decided to subscribe to the channel. I am sorry if this news is disappointing to you. I did not expect to have to do this in this short amount of time, and I was hoping to not do this at all, but since July 2024, I had the suspicion in the back of my mind that I was going to have to do something like this because of everything going on in my life. And honestly, the stuff I told you guys is just the immediate stuff that affects my physical reality. I have a lot more mental capacity being shelved away to other more personal, more sensitive, and overall just a lot of other things that I frankly don't really feel comfortable talking about, because some of it isn't my story to tell, and some of it that is, it's not something you would tell a lot of people. That's kind of my only boundary here, but really, if you guys want to ask how I'm doing, or if you want to know something about how I decided to do this or whatever, I haven't been able to make the 100 subscriber special yet, but I'm trying to figure out something for that. And I do sincerely hope that, a lot of you, I hit my hand on that, but a lot of you would, how am I trying to say this? I guess what I really want to say is that I never thought I would make it this far. The fact I have had so many supporters and bigger names in the YouTube, occultism, witchcraft, alternative spirituality sphere recognize me. Shout out Ivy the Occultist, who subscribed to me when I had under 100 subscribers. And, I feel like a broken record by apologizing, but I really am sorry for anyone who expected more of me. Knowing that itself is a process, and I'm learning very quickly the extent and limits of my burnout and my passions. So my break of this is temporary. It is not entirely a break. I say I'm going to put an effort to keep the channel going. I also have a blog. I have not updated the blog in a long time. But I'm going to make more content for that too eventually. And, you know, some of you guys might ask, oh, why aren't you using magic to fix this? Magic is not about fixing what is happening to you. It's about fixing yourself. And I have found a flaw I need to fix. And part of the magic for that is going to be conserving my energy for figuring out a way forward. And, you know, it's going to focus more on the practical. There is a reason why Crowley used defecation as a example of an act of will. My act of will is to maintain the channel. But in order to do that, I have to slow down. And that will be my sacrifice. So I really do hope that this is understandable. And I am grateful for all of my subscribers. And, you know, whatever faith you are, even if you're a faith who cannot agree with my spiritual perspective, I hope that you are safe and grateful for any of the positives in your life, and that you have had the blessing of the guiding forces that you have.